Hey guys, what's going on? This is Bowen Sittler or Pokemon Plays here. First of all, I want to say thank you for your support on the last video. We almost hit 10 likes, which was way past my goal, which I set of 5. So in this video, if you can go down, hit that like button, and get this video to 10 likes, while you're down there, subscribe, because we're going to be hosting a giveaway at the end of this video, and I think you guys are going to be really interested in what I have to give away. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video for a chance to be entered into that giveaway. It's going to happen at 100 subscribers. And with that being said, let's get right into this tier list, guys. All right, so right off the bat, what you're going to see is a lot of games in the D section. Now, these aren't bad games per se. These are just games that I've never played before. So there was an era in the beginning of my Pokemon career where I really missed out on a large portion of games because I did not have a Game Boy Color or the console previous to that. However that worked. My first console was the Game Boy Advanced, which I played Fire Red and Leaf Green on. So that's going to be where my tier list starts. There's also a phase in my life where I did not get a 3DS. So you'll see a lot of the games like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, X and Y that I didn't play. So in my opinion, I don't have any choice in ranking those video games. So we're just going to throw them in the D tier and leave them there. They're not necessarily bad, they're just games that I haven't played before. Alright, so starting off this tier list with Pokemon Black and White, these were really good games. However, when you're comparing them to the games before them, they weren't that amazing. I personally think, and we'll get into this later, I think Platinum is the best game Pokemon has ever released. Following up Platinum with Black and White is just a very hard task to do. It was very hard for the Pokemon Company to make a game that was just better than Pokemon Platinum. With that being said, I'm gonna place Pokemon Black and White in the B tier, not necessarily because they're bad. I don't think B tier is a bad. It's just kind of it's in the middle. There's games that are better, and then S tier is absolutely supreme games, right? So Pokemon Black and White, I've got to throw them in B tier. The Elite Four and the Champions League is not that memorable. Your rival isn't that memorable. The things that are very memorable about these games are the legendaries, and that's basically it. And some of the starters and some of the really cool Pokemon that they added. Overall, these games, there wasn't really a lot of stuff that I can go back and say, I really specifically like this part of the game, or there's like this trainer that I really enjoy the storyline of. There's just none of that. So I'm throwing these games in B tier. They definitely don't deserve C tier, but they're not in A tier yet. So with that being said, let's move on to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. These are the games that I started with personally. So Fire Red was the first Pokemon game that I ever played. I remember begging my mom to go to Walmart and buy me this game. And I think I actually got it on release date. My mom's an absolute beast. Praise that woman. Then she got me this game. And ever since then, it has been one of my favorite Pokemon games. These games, the storyline in them was memorable. Obviously, you have Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise as your starter Pokemon. Absolutely iconic in the Pokemon series. Your rival, absolutely iconic. Professor Oak, just everything about these games is so iconic and memorable to any Pokemon fan. These games are so close to being S tier, but they're not. These games are both A tier. And the reason that these games are both A tier is because there are a few games that are just better, okay? There are a few games that are just absolutely way better than Fire Red by a long shot. Alright, and then right up there with Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green is going to be Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby. These games, in my opinion, have the exact same amount of memorabilia, the exact same nostalgia as Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green for me. All the legendary battles, fighting Kyogre and Groudon. I remember fighting Kyogre, going through that cavern with all the water and everything. Like, there are specific parts of these games that I remember so well because they were just so good that I can't put them anything below A tier. And now you may be wondering, why am I not giving them S tier, right? Because arguably they are great games, and arguably they're better than Fire Red and Leaf Green. But I'm not giving them S tier because S tier is reserved for Pokemon Emerald. This game brings the best of both worlds combined plus some. That battle with Rayquaza really settles in this game as an S tier game, and all of the other little knickknacks and stuff that they added in Pokemon Emerald that, or even refined in Pokemon Emerald, really make this game so much better than Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby. Absolutely an astonishing game, just absolutely amazing. So this is like the golden era of Pokemon, right? Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The best thing about these games is the post story, right? There you play one game and then you get a whole nother game afterwards. It's absolutely remarkable, these games. So both of these games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, are S tier. Ho-Oh and Lugia are some of the most iconic legendaries as well. The main thing is just that second part of the game. There have been rumors of the Diamond and Pearl remakes having another kind of post game like Heart Gold and Soul Silver did, and if that's true, these Diamond and Pearl remakes will also go into S tier, just because having that extra content in the post game makes the game so much more valuable to me and so much more memorable and so much more playable. A lot of the games that only have that beginner story, especially after the release of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's kind of hard to justify them to be as good as Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because there's so much more opportunities to create memories and to have fun and to, you know, train different Pokemon and really kind of get into the game. And you'll see that argument transition into Sword and Shield later. So Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver are S tier games for me without a doubt. Some of my favorite games, like I said again, mainly just because of that second post-game region. Absolutely a banger idea by Pokemon. Really would appreciate that in the remakes. So now let's move on to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. Now, I feel like I might get a lot of hate for this, but in my opinion, these games are C tier games. I think that this was a way for the Pokemon Company to try and capitalize on the Pokemon Go craze. As an older Pokemon fan, I didn't enjoy the catching method, which kind of ruined the whole game for me because I'm a big fan of grinding. I'm a big fan. This is also when they introduced EXP share between all your Pokemon. That is one of the worst decisions that I think the Pokemon Company has ever made, was EXP share. So combine EXP share with the new method of wild battles, and these games drop right down to C tier. They could have remade a Kanto game so much better than this. But really, at the end of the day, this was just a way for the Pokemon Company to capitalize on the Pokemon Go craze. And they kind of felt like they threw these games together very quickly. You know, get that money in your pocket from the Pokemon Go players. And to me, that just didn't hit the spot. I personally didn't even purchase these games until after I bought Sword and Shield. And I purchased these games for the sole reason of having Mew. I purchased these games, and I purchased the little Pokeball. I have it somewhere laying around specifically for the Mew. And, you know, definitely a waste of money. I don't recommend that for yourself. However, that's the only thing these games are good for, in my opinion. So with that being said, those games are C tier. And now we move into Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now this is going to be very controversial, but Pokemon Sword and Shield for me are S tier games. These games are S tier. Absolutely S tier. And like I said earlier, having that post game, even though it isn't another region, it feels like it. The DLC, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, are so immersive, especially the Crown Tundra. The Isle of Armor is arguably a lot less entertaining, and there's not as much diversity. You kind of feel like you're playing through it just to get an extra legendary. But as soon as that Crown Tundra released, it really completed these games for me. And you may say, okay, well, what about the main story? It's kind of like a press A simulator, right? And I agree with you. The main story is very bad, but I'm not looking at these games just for their main story. Now that Pokemon Sword and Shield are absolutely 100% completed, I am looking at them as an entire game. And as an entire game with the DLC, the Isle of Armor, and the Crown Tundra, I'm giving these games S tier for the same reason that I gave Heart Gold and Soul Silver S tier. I think a lot of the starters are very good as well, and I think the wild area is insanely underestimated. The wild area may not be perfect, guys, but you also have to remember that this is Game Freak's first shot at the Nintendo Switch games. And if you look back, their first shot on a new console has always been iffy. It's always been kind of a learning curve for them to figure out what they want to do, how they want to do it, and perfect it. And that's also another reason why the new Pokemon games, I think there's a lot of hope for them. They've now had a game plus DLC to understand how the Switch behaves, to understand all of that stuff. I'm kind of going a little off track here, but the next games are going to be great for that reason. But yeah, these games are S tier in my opinion. I would love to hear your comment in the section down below though, and I will be replying to all of your guys' comments because I'm really interested in what you guys have to say about this take in specifically, because I know that Pokemon got a lot of hate for these releases, and I personally think some of it was warranted, some of it was unwarranted, but at the end of the day, after everything's been released, I think these games are S tier. Now let's move on into Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. These games I'm going to throw up in the A tier category. And I think that they are A tier because there's a lot of very specific moments in these games that I remember. Palkia and Dialga are some of my favorite legendaries. I think the story of the Sinnoh region is undoubtedly and unarguably the best out of all of the Pokemon games, right? This is kind of one of those things that all Pokemon fans agree with, no matter who you are, when you got into Pokemon. I feel like we all agree that Sinnoh was just so immersive. I remember it's like around like the 7th or 8th gym or something where you go through that really snowy landscape and you're waist high in snow. It's very little things like that that make a Pokemon game really stand out against all others. Now you may say, okay, these Pokemon games have the best region, the best storyline, arguably the best Elite Four. Why are they not in A tier? And that's because we have to save S tier for the superb game like Pokemon Platinum. This is the best of both worlds. You add in the distortion world and you have the best Pokemon game of all time. Move it to the front of the S tier list. If there was a tier above S tier, it would literally just be for Pokemon Platinum. There's a reason why I'm nuzlocking this game right now. There's a reason why I'll probably play this game 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I'll probably be on my deathbed with a Nintendo DS playing Pokemon Platinum because it is such a good game. The distortion world really locks in everything for me. And I think if it gets remade on the Switch, it's going to be absolutely incredible. But even besides that, just Pokemon Platinum by itself is so immersive. I remember Cyrus and Team Galactic, one of the best rival teams out there, probably just under Team Rocket. I feel like the story there, wanting to create a whole new world, and then you have Palkia and Dialga, the Pokemon of space and time, and Giratina, the master of the distortion world, which is like, everything that Cyrus ever wanted a world to be. It really just, there's nothing wrong with this game. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this game. You've got Cynthia, which is arguably the best champion, the most memorable champion in all of Pokemon. I really think that this game is the best Pokemon game ever released and will only ever be topped by a remake somehow. Alright, so I know I promised you guys a giveaway at the end of this video, and to show you what we're going to be giving away, we're going to be giving away this Tapu Koko Pokemon box. If you are into Pokemon cards, I picked this up for you guys. So I'm going to be giving it away at 100 subscribers. So make sure you go down, you subscribe, and you also have to like this video and then leave a comment saying entered, or really anything along the lines, just letting me know that you entered into the giveaway so that you can be entered into the random draw that will take place the second that I hit 100 subscribers. So If you want to win this Tapu Koko box, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and then leave a comment down below saying that you're entered. And we will be hosting it when I hit 100 subscribers, and I will contact the winner, and I will ship this out to whatever your address is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, like I said, make sure to enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next one.